Hi, my name is Jake Easton from Tribe Coffee Roasting, and today on the Cookbox we're going to learn about the Aeropress coffee and espresso maker. So the Aeropress coffee and espresso maker is an incredibly versatile and unique way to make coffee for anywhere in the world. You can be in the bush in Chobe National Park and actually just have hot water, a little bit of ground coffee in the Aeropress, and make an incredible cup of coffee in the middle of nowhere. Gone are the days that you have to drink instant water-soluble coffee that actually doesn't taste very good. You need about, 4 or 5 sugars to make it palatable. So today we're going to be using Guatemala chocolate block, Malawi Gold, in the bean form and in the ground form for both espresso and filter coffee. For everybody at home, you don't necessarily have to have all these tools on your table, but if you look on the Cookbox, you most likely are going to be able to find them. What you need most importantly is some hot water that's fresh and filtered pure, 2 cups that can withstand a bit of pressure, your Aeropress coffee maker, coffee and espresso maker, and different types of coffee that you want to attempt to try to make your perfect cup of coffee. So the different elements behind an Aeropress coffee and espresso maker are highlighted in the box here that you see, but when you pull them out of the box it can be a little confusing because it does look like something out of a space age movie. The first thing to come out is a stirring stick and a filler. The next thing to come out is your channel that you're actually going to be making coffee in, your filter bag holder, so they call this a sort of a plastic basket. Your plunger that you push down through the top of your filter here, and a container with filter paper inside it that comes included with the Aeropress. There's also a spoon, but today we're not going to be using that. We're going to be using a micro scale, which most people don't have at home, but if you do want to know the ratios for coffee to water, it's really good to use a fairly specific method and tool to get to the exact coffee that you want to drink. So, first things first, you have to make sure that you have your coffee ground as you want it. In my left hand, I've got an espresso grind. In my right hand, I've got a filter grind, both of which make different types of coffee inside the Aeropress. Along with each of these, I've got different cups, because the cup size for an espresso should actually be smaller, so that your ratio, you can see what your small ratios are. And a larger cup size so that you can have a filter coffee and fill it with milk and sugar if you so desire. Equally, I've got a hot water spout. This is an easy way to pour water exactly into the space that I want to pour it into without having any spillage or mistakes. The first thing to do is to grab the bottom half of the Aeropress, unscrew the filter head, take out a piece of white paper. It's a single filter of white paper. Set it inside the circle at the bottom of the Aeropress and pour a little water over the filter head. By wetting the filter head, what you're doing is you're removing all of the paper out, the paper taste and the paper aromas that could potentially get into the cup of coffee that you're going to make. You screw back on the top just like this, holds the paper in place, and everything's A for away. Hi. So when we're making coffee with an Aeropress, it's really interesting because these things don't look like anything else other than one other thing. And so outside there was somebody who wants to learn how to make this. That's why I looked outside and I should have waved and brought him in, but maybe I'll come back in later and show you just how easy it is for a novice to make a cup of coffee with the Aeropress. So today what we're going to do is we're going to look at how much coffee we put inside the filter. If we put in 8 grams per 100 mils of water for 250 ml cup, we're looking at about 20 grams of ground coffee. So for this filter coffee that we're going to make first, I'm going to do 20 grams. I've got it on a scale right here. You don't have to use a scale. You can use roughly 2 heaping tablespoons like this. You go once, twice, then we'll get a little bit more in there just because we want to make it nice and strong. Okay, perfect. The next step is to take the Aeropress coffee filter, put it over the cup that you want to make coffee on. So you're going to stand it up just like this. Okay? You take this item, which is a funny little funnel that they included inside your package, and this funnel actually works very well when you're at home. However, when you're in the bush, it's much easier just to not use it. Because we're in a home today, we're going to use it. When we pour the water in, you pour the water in nice and slowly, and you want to do it as quickly as possible and then stir it up with your stirring stick. So here we go. All made it inside there. The funnel's worked. It's done its job. You take your stirring stick, you lightly tap around. You don't want to swish it too quickly or too fast. You just want to make sure that all of the grind has had a little bit of water in contact with it. Take your plunger, put your plunger over the top, and you start to push immediately. Unlike French press or another sort of French press-like coffee, you don't have to wait 3 to 4 minutes. You can push it through immediately. The air that comes through at the very end of the process is good to keep pushing it through because you get a nice firm pack for your discarding coffee at the very end. Now to discard coffee, all you have to do is turn it upside down, unscrew the top, and you see the basket comes off. You can set that aside. The paper comes right off like this, nice and easy. Drop that in the bin. Take this, and you're just going to push through from your plunger all the way through your base element, and all of it is going to go right in the bin. You wipe it off, and you're ready for your next cup of coffee.